We're ready for game 2 in this fight between Mysterious Monkeys and Roccat. Mysterious Monkeys are looking to secure the win as they already have a 1-0 lead. Now, if you, for whatever reason, stopped watching at 15 or 20 minutes, update, it all fell apart and Mysterious Monkeys won the game. So, we're going to see if Roccat can mix it up a little bit here, change things up, and once they get that early lead, if they can get that early lead again, close it out with confidence, or if Mysterious Monkeys are even going to give them the chance here in game 2.
And a lot of it came through the, dare I say it, super greedy play of the man you just saw on your little screen. Kikis just in the side lane for like 20 minutes. Didn't want to TP, like almost never TP'd. TP'd once and it was way too late into a fight. But they managed to just push the side lane, push, get 1 or 2 fights back to back and then went, oh, okay, we'll get Elder, we'll get Baron and win the game.
And to be fair to Kikis, every time he pushed in a side lane, Roccat backed off, sent a member to respond, did not look to make a play with a man advantage, even when there was not a TP in Kikis' arsenal. So it worked out. Now, should it have worked out? Can Roccat punish it? Definitely, but they weren't able to. And so Mysterious Monkey was able to find a pretty substantial lead off of Kikis just being alone in a side lane. And Roccat, instead of looking to force a fight or a major objective, knowing that the Jays couldn't be there, backing off the gas and responding to the pressure instead.
And that's why I would love to see Roccat prioritize something like a Tahm Kench for Wadid in this game. I think the Thresh is great. Nothing wrong with the Thresh, but Tahm Kench is phenomenal at punishing split pushes. You bring 2 people over, you basically win the fight, kill them, and keep pushing. So with Camille off the board, that's 1 of Kikis' split pushes gone, and a Katarina banned away because Cozq is a Katarina player. It's Cassiopeia or Katarina is basically his most played champions.
Okay, this is,
I mean, it's still
very
weird.
odd. Very odd to see that Katarina is such a high priority early on. May have been looking for a throwaway ban. Last time they did ban away Xayah. So keep in mind they could have been looking for a Xayah Rakan combo. But Mysterious Monkeys keeping it consistent, matching the bans that they had in game 1, the Zac and the Rakan. So maybe Hjarnan wants the Xayah. Not sure what the logic is here, but otherwise the bans remaining the same thus far. Elise ban was the final from Mysterious Monkeys last time around. We'll see if it remains the same.
And it's likely to be the same, then followed up by the Thresh. The other opportunity is if you ban the Thresh here and Roccat take the Elise, you're basically funneling them once again into potentially more of that early game setup for Roccat. Okay, they're gonna leave both open, Elise and Thresh. This is one of the very few games that Elise and Thresh are both up, and Roccat commit into the Elise.
Now, of course, Pridestalker not comfortable at first when he needed to play Elise on the stage. Young solo queue player did not have the deepest champion pool, but it has been a number of weeks. We'll have to assume that they picked it up. I do like the Syndra ban coming in from Mysterious Monkeys. Of course, Katarina and Syndra, very nice match for the Katarina. Just too much mobility, too easy to dodge the skill shots coming out of Syndra. So Mysterious Monkeys giving the respect over to Besty in the mid lane. However, it does mean giving up a lot to secure that Elise early. And the Thresh is going to go over.
So a lot of AD carries available. You saw the Kalista being harvard. Kikis, if he picks up this Renekton, I mean, he would just essentially pick like the Gnar or something else into it that we know out of Paxi. So that's why they go back to this Kalista. And Thresh Kalista, very deadly bottom lane. The Xayah is now available for Roccat, but they've not got a whole lot to pair it with. We have seen Xayah Thresh. I wonder whether Wadid will go for that Tahm Kench, or maybe we'll see the Bard come through.
Alistair?
We've seen both of these players play Bard. Yeah, Alistair is another option.
Not a great matchup for Thresh,
not great,
but has been a pick that he has strayed towards. Interesting.
Yes,
looks like you were correct. Chalk a point up for stress. It is the Tahm Kench now coming in, paired with the Jhin, so a little bit of extra protection for that backline threat, a little bit more map mobility, as you mentioned earlier as well. May suffer in the early laning phase, but can offer a lot as they move into the mid game.
But I think this gives Roccat so many more options on how to play the map up against the split pusher now. So Mysterious Monkeys, they may lock the LeBlanc for themselves here if Cozq feels comfortable. Or, okay, it's going to be mid laner, but it isn't the LeBlanc. The Corki, it's a scaling matchup. Very similar draft pattern to game 1 here for Mysterious Monkeys, taking this scaling mid laner when you can then ban out a couple more. But with Syndra already gone from the pool, LeBlanc will likely follow here.
Well, they're going to need to ban Kassadin away here or have an immense amount of confidence that Besty does not play it.
Spoiler, he does. Besty has...
Spoiler, that matchup is free, so almost impossible to win if you're a Corki, and Kassadin definitely not a pick you want to go up against. For now, though, it's going to be the Renekton banned away. We'll see what Mysterious Monkeys want to take away in their second phase. And to be fair, Kikis did say earlier that he might pick something that we couldn't even think of. Up until this moment, I definitely did not think of Kassadin top.
I don't think that would be it, but I have been stalking a lot of his solo queue accounts, and I've seen a couple of picks
we call that research. We call that research.
I like to call it stalking. It makes it seem with, you know...
creepier.
Just like more intense research at that point.
Definitely more intense.
The Cassiopeia also another Corki matchup. So Roccat want to pick in the Gnar again. Of course, Kikis, one of the things he had been spamming in solo queue is the Yasuo. It's available to everybody to see on his profile. Of course, we saw Songhwan from Jhin playing that earlier on in the week. We mentioned that in game number 1 when it was banned as well. So 2 Yasuo bans against Kikis.
Good old song.
Rek'Sai will be the pick here.
Take that man out of solo queue. You cannot take the solo queue out of him, and we'll have to see if it's a similar story for Kikis.
Ooh.
Looks like they want to save that final pick for him. It will be the Lee Sin locked in for Amazing. I like this pick.
I like it as well. I think this is good early game strength here for Amazing. I was anticipating the Rek'Sai as it was banned in game 1, and it's Amazing, but his Lee Sin has been good for the longest time. Gives him trading potential against the Elise as well. We might just see LeBlanc and then the Gnar come out here if they want it for Roccat.
Is going to opt for the Vadimir instead. Now, Vadimir paired with the Gnar, if that is going to be the final pick, locked in on the side of Roccat, is incredibly strong in team fights, will offer more than the Kassadin could. So I think ballsy for Mysterious Monkeys to lock in the Corki, but it would have put Roccat in a position where they may have wanted to 1-3-1, and it looks like they do not want to repeat that. They're looking for more team fights this time around.
Internally, I want the Aurelia here, but it'll likely be the Jace again coming out from Kikis. And to touch on the Vlad, of course, it's a scaling mid laner coming through. I don't really want to see that matchup.
I mean, I want to see it.
I want to see it. Okay.
Yes.
He's locked it.
Yes. I mean, we definitely saw that one coming, but that is a correct pick. This is so off the wall that production has just whispered in my ear that was intended.
Okay.
It has been confirmed that is what Kikis meant to pick, and it is now the Akali top versus the Gnar.
And we've seen Akali tops out of Kikis specifically. Promotion tournament, he picked it into tanks like a Nautilus who doesn't really trade particularly well into like an Akali. Like Nautilus doesn't have significant enough damage to win those trades, whereas Mini Gnar does. I wonder whether this is about blowing up the Mini Gnar, trying to trade early on and snowball a lane while still getting ahead and being able to stick to a Gnar in the lane once again.
And here's the differences that we see here. Of course, as we look down the compositions, you can see an immense amount of team fight power on the side of Roccat. Good news for Roccat, I think you're right. Before level 6, before Akali has all those dashes, feels like the Gnar is going to have a pretty easy lane. At level 6, it feels like Akali can emulate a lot of what we saw Vizichachi do on Aurelia, leaping on and sticking to that mini Gnar, punishing that small form for not having enough defensive stats to really keep it alive. Now, head over to Twitter, Esports, not at Roccat. Well, you can tweet them too. They're probably happy to have it. You can talk to anybody you want. Twitter, free platform, free speech. Hashtag RockatWin, hashtag MMWin. See where you guys want to put your votes. Now, last time the Jace pick did not work out so well in the early laning phase, but this time, Kikis, the madman, picking up the Akali. It is game 2. Roccat once again on the blue side, Mysterious Monkeys on the red. And the observers already know it. It's all eyes on Kikis. Yeah. What is the Akali gonna do?
Well, if it's anything like the last time we saw Kikis on Akali, once again, there's irony in this matchup. Guess who he was playing against. We talked about how it was up against Amazing Soul team that Kikis was on. He's playing up against Jisoo, the guy he replaced, and he flame horizoned him in the game.
Wait, Jisoo flame horizoned
No,
him? Oh, good.
That
is a much better version of that story for the side of Mysterious Monkeys, but... Oh, invade. I heard someone say invade. Looks like no, but good try. Good, definitely. Now, Mysterious Monkeys playing it safe. And here's my favorite thing. Stress. What do you think is going to happen to the Akali in the early game? Because I have a guess. I have a guess.
You kind of laid a little bit earlier. I kind of feel the same. You're a melee champion, basically. You're going to get harassed down in the lane by the mini Gnar.
Pushed in! Farming under tower.
Just like Gnar against any melee matchup. Yeah. It is significantly a difficult feat. Apart from Aurelia, because she can jump on you.
One small win for Mysterious Monkeys.
There we go. Gold lead.
10 gold.
But as you said, Kikis past level 6, that's where we anticipate it. But there's always something else with Mysterious Monkeys.
This is a terrible invade. You are running face first into a level 1 Tahm Kench and a Jhin, two incredibly strong champions. Luckily, Mysterious Monkeys are going to back off. So it should be fine. Elise going to have to solo clear out the jungle. Our laning phase will begin. Surprisingly, Akali actually going to help the Elise in on the top side before coming into this lane phase. And Kikis, I know, is a machine on this champion, but I am very skeptical as to how this early lane is going to
go. I mean, we've only really seen him play it against quote-unquote free lanes, where you don't have to be harassed down, where you don't have to take these weird trades. So we're going to have to watch this top lane. There is damage, obviously, in Akali's kit that will come through and maybe allow it a trade. But the reason they helped out on the red buff was so that Amazing could go aggressive onto the blue buff in exchange. But Pridestalker shows up in time. He was helped out a little bit by his team on Raptors and actually skipped his red buff, went over to the blue instantly.
Instant level 2, that means the hook's going to come out. Flay cooldown doesn't look like it's going to be up quite yet, but is going to leap forward. That's the flash coming out, the exhaust, and the heals. 3 summoner spells traded for 1. Very good start. The Mysterious Monkeys bottom lane.
Yeah, Mysterious Monkeys will be ecstatic with that trade early on. Difficult to deal with Kalista and Thresh even in a laning phase when playing Tahm Kench, but Cozq once again taking these really weird early trades. I mean, although Vlad does scale later, look, Besty never autoed Cozq, so he didn't take minion aggro from that cannon creep. So eventually Besty won that trade just by basically walking towards Cozq and denying him experience.
You're in an awkward spot here when it comes to the mid lane matchup because on the one hand you have Warlords. Yay, a little bit of sustain. But you're going up against a Vadimir. Everything about his kit is sustain. You cannot take losing trades and hope to come out on top here.
You're going up against Ignite Vlad as well.
Oh,
this
wow.
Vlad has kill pressure. This isn't teleport. And look, Cozq already used all of his potion stacks, but his bottom lane we have to look to. No flash, remember, on Wadid. No exhaust, no heal. Only Hjarnan has a summoner spell available. But Amazing, he hasn't committed yet and is just going around the back to find Pridestalker by the looks of things. He's pinged him and he's heading up towards the top side.
Thresh coming up as well. Pridestalker. Level 4 to Amazing's level 3. A lot of potential burst damage there.
This is a fun early game.
Not going to get it. Not going to go for the aggressive play there. Does not have the level advantage, and his bottom lane does eventually have to return bot side to farm. The Elise is on the way bottom. Blast cone over the wall is not spotted. Wadid now moves towards the bush. Amazing not going to take the bait, is going to back off. It looks like just a bit of a game of chess here from the junglers.
And look, Amazing spent so much time there. There's no Rift Scuttler available. He can take Gromp and then recall and go topside. So he's behind Pridestalker on experience now. And during this gap, Pridestalker has to know Amazing is about to go back. I want to see Pridestalker get into a lane. Get a cocoon down, get a gank to happen, and that looks to be what he's trying to do on the bottom side. Remember, of course, low summoners on Roccat.
Swallowed up. Pridestalker debating whether or not he wants to go in. Spider form to leap forward. Chain CC lands. Not willing to commit, though. A lot of respect given over to Yuki. And once again, those small moments of hesitation. Pridestalker waiting before swapping to Spider form, waiting once he leaps into the air. And you need to be more decisive when you want to pull off these early ganks on the side of Roccat.
And now Roccat are like, okay, just try lane for a bit, push the wave out, get a recall, and be safe here, because Jhin backing now with just about enough to get a pickaxe and just to control what if he wants it. Does end up picking that up for a little bit of security here, of course. Only his flash is available for Hjarnan, but we've not been focusing on the top lane much at all. Kikis last time played the Jace, ended up taking control of the lead, but we spoke about this heavily coming into the game. Kikis is not expected to win pre-6 here, and it is not happening, but mid lane again is where Pridestalker's going.
Cozq, heal comes out, flash over the wall. Betsy is pulled up, but the flash does come in. Amazing on the way forward. Elise going in, looking for the execute. Cozq going to go down. Amazing going to try to get something back, but a level 6 Vadimir means there's no hope on that play. Yet another good start for Roccat.
That's what we wanted to see. We knew Amazing had to recall. We wanted Pridestalker to get into a lane. He hasn't recalled yet himself. He went bottom lane, helped push out, comes to the middle lane, gets a gank, gets the flash from Cozq, and Betsy says, no, I can kill him. I've got Ignite. I actually have kill threat in this exchange. And as you said, Roccat, this is a lot better once again out of the early game, just like the first game.
Kikis, though, continues to suffer. Is going to pick up a decent amount of farm here, but will put himself behind the Gnar. Hextech Revolver may help, but as we look at this play one more time, just doesn't really feel like there's any option to escape here from Cozq.
No, Cozq heals early, flashes early, and from there's no real escape. Pridestalker picks up that kill. Amazing has to back away over, and realistically has to recall once again, so not being able to spend a whole lot of time out on the map himself.
Pridestalker, we were wondering how this Elise pick would work for him. It's something he suffered with earlier, but it looks like it's going better this time around. However, one part of the map that is suffering now in these matchups is the bottom side. Mysterious Monkeys may need to put more emphasis there. Level 6 now coming in for Kikis, and he's going to roam into the mid lane. Besty maybe sniffing this one out. Kick onto Pridestalker. Elise started the fight, so he should be able to win this one.
Kikis is here, though. Hang on.
Running forward, looking forward. That's just going to be the kill. Akali so fast moving across that map.
So mobile, a lot of damage that comes through, and the sustain and just manages to run all the way down. He TP'd into the top lane, runs down through the river, and is able to join for that kill. Amazing and Kikis working very well together. Remember, these two players were picked up from the old Fnatic Academy lineup, brought into Mysterious Monkeys in order to renovate, rejuvenate this team, and they have been making a massive difference in their first few weeks of play already.
I like your description. Renovate and rejuvenate. It sounds like a facial mask.
Ah, you know, however you want to advertise Kikis and Amazing, somebody can do a nice little Twitter advert. Maybe we call those
memes these days, the Twitter adverts.
No, I'm not talking about a meme. Yeah, fine, okay. Call it a meme if you want.
All right, Roccat, still off to a decent start. Oh, you're fine. Well, the Akali on the top side getting a kill is bad, but of course Foxy continues to have a CS advantage, so it's not the end of the world. The question comes, how much kill pressure will the Akali have on the Gnar as we move later in the game? You can see Foxy already paying a lot of respect to the Akali with the Hex Drinker buy.
Oh, and that is, it's not only the Hex Drinker buy for Foxy, there's a Hex Drinker buy for Cozq, and that pains me a little bit here, because yes, okay, you're up against a Vlad, he has damage, but it's later on into the game, right? And you know, Corki, you really desperately want to try and get that Trinity Force and start building towards getting yourself into the game, and the Hex Drink is going to delay that. I mean, the other day we saw Betsy, I believe it was, even buying Hex Drinker and then Merc Treads before getting Trinity Force. And it just delays Corki so much into this game, but lucky for Mysterious Monkeys, they're snowballing on the top side, and that is why Foxy picked up the Hex Drinker for the Gnar.
An awkward spot to be, but you can maybe see why Cozq opted for that Hex Drinker, because Betsy just is destroying him in these trades. Yeah. It's already difficult for him to approach the creep wave. Looks like he is going to be resigned to farming under the tower. Dreams is shouting at the top of his lungs, so that looks like it's time to make a play. They are going to find it. Pridestalker in trouble. Ignite already going down. Rend has come up. Blast Cone over the wall. Amazing has been brought in, and suddenly it's going to be the 3v2. Amazing is in trouble. The heal does come out. TP going in as well. There is a Gnar on the way. Yuki going to flash to safety. Curtain Call comes out. Don't think anyone's low enough for that one, but in comes the Tahm Kench as well. He has the Gnar on the backside. Dream's going to hook up, buy as much time for Yuki as possible. I don't know if he can outplay this one. Tides of Blood going in. Now trying to back off. The Ignite ticking down. It looks like Betsy will get one. Can Amazing get a kick back? Wadid swallows him up, says no, and Kikis is nowhere to be found.
Great turnaround from Roccat. Foxy knows, of course, Kikis can't deny him the teleport in the top side, doesn't have teleport himself, so it's the numbers advantage for Roccat once they bring the Gnar down, despite losing 1 or 2 during that exchange. They only lost Pridestalker, who was the initial hook out of Mysterious Monkeys. They're able to turn it back around because this Tahm Kench offers the map play, it offers him the ability to follow up under the tower here, and the safety. I mean, they deny the instant kill onto Pridestalker, which drags 3 members of Mysterious Monkeys down. Pridestalker's Repel extends his lifetime as well, and from here, Mysterious Monkeys have overcommitted. Cozq starts recalling during this exchange as the rest of his team are just dying because they don't feel like they can actually get a rescue party to save Yuki under tower here, and Yuki ends up dying from the pool damage, and then Betsy just easily devoured back to safety. This is one of the good parts about Wadid on this Tahm Kench. I think it offers Roccat a lot of versatility.
And Betsy dominates the mid lane matchup in game 1 and is now doing an incredibly good job moving into game 2. Yes, he got a little bit of jungle attention, but he was already ready to dive that tower even without the aid of Pridestalker. And last game, they weren't able to find a way to end the game with LeBlanc, but we know Betsy on Vadimir is just a monster if he can make it through this laning phase, and he's definitely made it through the laning phase.
I want to rephrase something that you said word for word there, but just with a slightly different emphasis.
Okay,
I want to be like, yes, he got some jungle attention. In the early game, Betsy gets assistance from Pridestalker. Legitimately looks like a better Roccat in the early game here. And remember, this is basically what happened in game 1 that you're talking about on the LeBlanc, but Roccat couldn't as a team bring it together. They are showing growth though. And now they've got a scaling mid laner. They've got a better composition for forcing fights. And that's what I think Roccat needed in game 1 to close out with the lead that they had.
However, they have to be careful. While the members of Mysterious Monkeys are grouped on the top side, ready to use that package from Corki to make a play. Kikis getting aggressive, but the hop, the skip, the jump out. Foxy just going to flash to safety. Looks like they may continue to pursue this one. Nice sidestep comes in from Foxy. A lot of damage traded back. We have to set our eyes on the bottom lane. Kalista, Thresh, can they survive this one? Pridestalker hesitating again. Not sure if this is the play that the team wants. May just be the Cloud Drake traded back, but Mysterious Monkeys poised to take a tower on the top side.
Yeah, Yuki and Dreams conceding position on the tower there, and of course it's only an Akali up on the top side pushing down. They have got a little bit of an advantage on the damage now, and with Amazing coming to help out, it's ever so slightly going to go to the Akali. Oh no, it's not. It's on the bottom side. I was going to say, I was looking on my screen, I'm like, ah, the tower died, okay.
Not going to work out. So tower first blood in favor of Roccat. Looks like Vadimir ult was used in the meantime. Now it's the roam coming in. Tahm, Kench. Nice use of the lantern from Dreams to make sure that that play was not possible. Body block on the cocoon as well. Roccat maintain a gold lead, about 1K in their favor. Kikis continues to pressure in on the top side, but has not found a greater advantage yet. Oh, Gnar back. Not going to take a tower shot, though. Not quite what Paxi wanted. Time to switch to mini Gnar.
And now Kikis has to run away. Jhin's here.
Ooh, stealth. Saves him in the end. But that was incredibly close. Gnar may have been able to run that one down. Amazing, waiting over the wall. Is 100% spotted on a ward. Good that he doesn't waste too much time standing there. But has now picked a different bush to stand in.
I don't even know why Amazing is kind of staying here. He should...
Happens to everybody, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Hey, Amazing will be like, oh, at least I didn't die under tower, as Elise in, like Jankos did yesterday. He'll actually probably end up tweeting that.
So weird. See, some color casters predict things like, what's the next play going to be? You're like, yeah, he's definitely going to tweet about that later.
I mean, look, Amazing is the kind of guy that definitely would tweet something like that. He
definitely fair. Well, Mysterious Monkeys have to be careful. Roccat definitely with a tempo advantage right now, pushing in on the top side. Dreams coming in. Amazing leaping forward. Lack of coordination on the play. The fight continues. Yuki dishing out a ton of damage. Kikis is here as well. Foxy running forward into Yuki. The Akali can't approach any further. There's a lot of spears in that little Gnar, but we'll go Mega eventually. Cozq leaping in. Mega Gnar on the way. Can they get it? That's going to be one going down. Dreams is killed yet again. The snare goes in. Pridestalker not going to get it because Betsy's going to grab it in the end. 2 kills over to Roccat in what was a very chaotic fight.
Yeah, and Paxi looked like he wasn't about to get that ultimate off because he doesn't have it on cooldown still. And now they're looking to try and push forward for this tower. Mysterious Monkeys just crumbling under that fight, despite having the tower for a lot of that. Amazing tried to start the fight off. Oh, Cocoon nearly blind through the invisibility.
There's no creep wave, so Kikis maybe has hope to get out of this one. He's going to leap in on the Betsy, is ignited. 4-shot comes in, the dancing grenade. Hjarnan going to get it in the end. Roccat are destroying the Monkeys right now.
This is such a better snowball than in game 1. Look at the advantage Roccat already have. They will be able to transition this likely into a Rift Herald if they want it after recalling from this play. Oh, Betsy, hang on.
Still a Vadimir, still has pool. The rest of his team still there as well, but Roccat has to be careful not to overextend. Wadid incredibly low, can save one member, but may not be able to save himself if the play continues. Both sides, however, are going to back off. We'll take one more look at exactly what happened here. Watch Amazing.
Nice little flash from Dreams to try and close the distance, bring Amazing closer in, trying to extend that lantern play, but Kikis then goes in, realizes he's 1 versus 3. Dreams tries to help him out a bit, but very split fight as Paxi drops so low off the second rend that ends up coming through, and you can see it has to back away. Finally gets in to Mega Gnar, but it's not quite close enough. Roccat trying to close the distance on the rest of the fight, but Mysterious Monkeys backing away. Betsy manages to find himself re-entry into this fight.
And you can see in the meantime, Rift Herald does drop in the favor of Mysterious Monkeys, so they are trying to get some plays back, but I feel like that play was a little bit of a disaster on the side of Mysterious Monkeys.
Yeah.
It seems like you pointed out, Dreams flashing, extending the lantern range, bringing Amazing into the team, but he didn't kick anybody.
Nope.
Nothing happened on the engage, and now
Cozq,
Opts to use the package, doesn't want to take the lantern. Besty now running forward. Fate's Call comes in, but that means another shot connects onto Cozq. He's forced out of the fight. Multiple low health members on the side of Mysterious Monkeys. A creep wave backing up Roccat.
And this was all from a Rift Herald play from the Mysterious Monkeys. They tried to burst down that mid lane tower. Now it's turned back in favor of Roccat. They've pushed it through the middle lane. And they are likely to get a lot of damage down onto this tower because Cozq's still recoiling out. Akali is in the bottom lane.
Yeah, the tower's
no TP.
And Akali, unfortunately, does not have the pressure onto the Gnar to solo kill at this point of the game, at least not under a tower. Besty going to find Kalista in the brush. Yuki going to take a little bit of damage. Proto Belt forward. Snare does connect. Dreams in trouble. Yuki and Dreams incredibly low. Dancing Grenade. Not going to find the kill either way. Kikis and Amazing trying to do what they can to shut down Foxy, but you're not diving a Mega Gnar. It's not going to happen.
No, he's got ultimate. We'll have that wallop available as well. Now, what Roccat need to be aware of is that they have to shut Kikis out on this side lane so hard that he never goes to a side lane. And then Mysterious Monkeys will not be able to play around this Akali at all because he needs to be further ahead to have any kind of impact. Like, okay, Akali has damage in team fights. If you can snowball utilizing multiple jumps, like it's possible to output enough damage to be effective, but Mysterious Monkeys are at their best playstyle when Kikis is out on the side lane pushing down towers and trying to just control the split push. You've got to use that Tahm Kench. Bring Wadid, bring Pridestalker, and shut him down 3 versus 1.
Unfortunately, I feel like to a certain degree he hasn't been shut down, but so much of his impact has been mitigated. Foxy is fine sitting in this lane matchup, fine sitting under the tower. No real kill pressure from Kikis quite yet, and realistically, when you look at a 3-0-1 Jhin and a 2-0-2 Vadimir, I think the rest of Roccat are well equipped to handle a 4v4. Now, Cozq does have a bit of a CS advantage over the Vadimir. Won't be a gold advantage, but does mean that he is slightly closer to that Trinity Force. I mentioned the delayed build earlier. Hexdrinker makes him a little bit tankier in the fights, but definitely wishes he had a bit more damage under the belt now.
And the route to Roccat winning this game is basically based around their team fighting that we've already seen. With the Vladimir, get the damage down, use the Mega Gnar. The thing they have to be careful of course, from that split push from Mysterious Monkeys, is that Corki doesn't also do the same on the other lane. With the Akali, with the Corki, you move out to the side lane, push back, then come through to the middle lane again. And Mysterious Monkeys have a bit of a treacherous game to play with that from behind, because look, even Besty right now can hold Cozq in the lane. So it's a good thing for now, but Roccat can't let this go too far without continuing the objective game.
Foxy definitely going to try to go Mega here. Kicks with a nice sidestep. Unfortunately, if he reveals himself from stealth, he will be in trouble because Wadid is on the way in. This is the collapse you talked about. Curtain Call now coming out. Amazing doing what he can. Kikis, unfortunately, getting hard red on every shot. Hjarnan not going to miss anything but the last one.
That's exactly the play that Roccat need to continue this game, because every time this happens, Mysterious Monkeys are getting nothing from this. As long as Besty plays this carefully and doesn't over-push himself, Pridestalker's around, but I think this is just a case of Besty backing away. A trade like this is perfect for Roccat. It extends their lead, Mysterious Monkeys get nothing in response, and now Roccat can set up vision control on the top side, they can reassert dominance on the bottom side of the map as well, and suddenly Mysterious Monkeys are very low on options.
And Roccat playing it slow and steady. Besty does not want to take the risk of diving the Corki under the tower, knows that Cozq still has the heal, and so instead just takes a smaller advantage of pressuring in this tower, of denying maybe a little bit of CS. Not looking to auto-attack at all, not getting any damage on that tier 2, however, so maybe not making the most of that exchange, but still things look so good for Roccat right now. Almost a 5K gold lead 20 minutes into the game with a team comp that scales so insanely well into the late game. And I feel like we're in a very similar situation we were in game 1. The difference being, instead of a LeBlanc who's incredibly fed, you now have an incredibly fed Vadimir.
And that's great if you're Roccat like that. It's Besty's signature champion. They know how to play this. With the Jhin as well, this looks like the kind of composition that worked for them in spring. It looks like the composition that worked for them in summer 2016 as well. Like Roccat with this tanky mid lane, at least like vamp tank that used to be called in the middle lane, plus a long range AD carry that they can sit back on to team fight is perfect. Roccat have looked the most successful with a composition exactly like the one they're playing in this game.
Pridestalker clearing out some vision. Roccat looking pretty confident as they group around that Baron. Foxy continues to hold Kikis just fine on the bottom side of the map.
Mysterious Monkeys always like, get a Hexdrinker. Does everybody buy one, try and survive versus his Vladimir? Doesn't do that much.
And you're in this awkward position because there's also a 4-0-1 Jhin with the Static Shiv and an IE who can kill a lot of those more vulnerable AD carries. They don't have a luxury of a Braum this time around. No one to protect the back line once a fight gets started. Nothing to stop those auto attacks from coming in. And Roccat can use the advantage that they have on the top side to push forward. Mysterious Monkeys are on the way, however. And
it shouldn't be a surprise to Mysterious Monkeys that this Jhin pick has been so high in priority for Roccat, picked in the first phase in both games. Hjarnan was spamming Jhin during Rift Rivals on his solo queue accounts with the same Infinity Edge, Static Shiv, Rapid Fire Cannon build that comes through, and it's very difficult to deal with if you can't get onto the Jhin. And considering basically your first threat is we got to deal with this Vadimir, Hjarnan gets so much room on Jhin at the back of the fight. He's going to be out of harm's way for the majority of this game.
And it's incredibly difficult because it's a tanky Vadimir who's already doing so much damage in fights. If you try to kill him, he has a pool. If you try to kill him again, he has a Tahm Kench. If you try to kill him a third time, he might get it. He might have a Zhonya's by that time. He might have pool up again. And it's incredibly difficult to do. And even if you make it past all that, there's Hjarnan in the back line who also has a Tahm Kench to save him.
This is exactly what we were talking about from game one. Trying to get that teleport from Kikis. He either commits to it and they lose a summoner, or Roccat get the Baron here. Now, Roccat need to continue without taking too much damage. The problem is Kikis hasn't committed yet. Now they need that TP to come through already, or Mysterious Monkeys could end up in a real rough situation.
Out. Suddenly there's Vladimir hand delivered into the back line. Besty trying to get as much damage down as he can. Double 80 carries versus Besty. Wadid trying to hold on. Amazing is going to grab a kill back. Besty running for his life. Yuki throwing down what he can. Foxy on the backside. Once again, Roccat are split up. Mysterious Monkeys sticking together, but it is simply not enough. Besty, is he going to turn back? No chance to use the hill. That is a kill back for Cozq. Now Amazing leaping in. He's going to get one as well. Mysterious Monkeys, how are you turning this fight around but not going to get it? Paxi has to back off. Hjarnan has to back off, but that is the Akali we wanted to see in the fight. And let me tell you, if there is one champion that can clean it up, it is that Akali. Is just going to gnar him into the wall. The chain CC comes in. Akali, is he even going to get
trying to get the fourth shot here. Hjarnan wants to get the fourth shot so he can crit them.
One more auto. Dancing grenade.
He's got fourth shot.
Kikis come out of the stealth. Where are you going to go? Kikis! Ooh, the escape. Clean plays from Kikis.
He's going to reload if he's not careful.
Fourth shot. He wants it. Wants to stay in combat. Is throwing down the captive audience just to keep the fourth shot active. If he reloads, Kikis will kill him.
Kikis is just out. Okay. Whew, that was close. Okay, so a fight that looked to have been terrible for Mysterious Monkeys as Kikis didn't TP up actually ends up in exactly the location Kikis TP'd from in the first place. So this starts as a good fight, but look at the distance between Hjarnan, who is one of the damage dealers, and the rest of the team fight. Hjarnan is only running now, and Besty needs more damage, needs more frontline, because Paxi and Pridestalker went down into this fight. They cut away, and Besty, although he's strong, cannot 1 versus 3 because Wadid didn't have the ability to save him anymore. And it means Roccat end up in an awkward situation because now Kikis is finally in the fight. They can run him down and even up what should have been an easy team fight for Roccat, but because of the distance, it was too far to regroup early on. Paxi with the save. Hjarnan tries desperately to get to a point where he can take out Kikis, and Kikis knows this because if he's not in his shroud, he dies to Hjarnan with 1 auto, clears the distance, gets out of the tower range. Nice little play to get away from it. Kikis might end up killing Paxi here.
Foxy though, about to go mega. Oh, golden. He can't just time it. Wallop. Not going to connect the dash from the Twilight Shroud.
That was sick.
That was
Of course, it's kind of like one of those blinks where when you cast it, you appear at a different location to avoid it. That was nice out of Kikis. Well, we know he's played a bunch of Akali, certainly shows here. Obviously, a lot of sustain in the Akali kit. The first hit will sustain. The second one ends up doing a bunch of damage as well, and that's why he can trade effectively against a mini now.
And suddenly, a 5K gold lead is a 3K gold lead. Roccat still with a very strong teamfighting comp, but continuing to struggle to execute here to a certain degree. Besty left all on his lonesome in that fight. And just, honestly, the Jhin continues to scale up, but I feel like Mysterious Monkeys are so confident in making those plays and starting those fights, whereas Roccat, you know, still hesitating, still a little bit scattered, maybe over-committing in the end on that one.
And you got to wonder whether that's partly the experience of players like Amazing and Kikis, who they've been in so many professional games that if a fight looks right to them, they're likely to just go, okay, take this fight, we can wait on the TP. Now, of course, no TP for Kikis makes it difficult. Here comes the Abyssal Voyage. This is the type of play, again, that we wanted to see out of Roccat, but Kikis is slippery.
Stealthed up, Wadid trying to speed the Elise away. Dreams is here with the Lantern ready to back him up. 4 members are now pinched in the jungle. Foxy not even close to the Mega Gnar. Cozq has the package.
Betsy's not here yet.
Fight looks like it's going to start. Kikis moving forward. Dreams locking up Wadid. He can't save anybody right now. Leap over the wall. Kikis going to get the shutdown. Goodbye to Foxy. That rage bar is ticking up. I don't know if he's going to get the chance to use it, though. Deleted immediately. Roccat, the gold lead means nothing when Mysterious Monkeys just outplay you. That is the double kill.
It's the same as game 1. Roccat look like they want to take a fight. Mysterious Monkeys a lot more comfortable in denying the fight until they're grouped and then just take out 4 members of Roccat. Now they're onto the Baron. This should be basically the game going in Mysterious Monkeys' favor here. Baron is going to be difficult for Roccat to deal with.
Luckily, they have the wave clear of the Vadimir. End of the day, we have to praise Mysterious Monkeys. That deficit feels impossible to come back from. Kikis once again shut down to a certain degree in the laning phase, but it does not matter if you put this man down. He just shows up. Keep your eyes on Akali in this fight. So much damage coming out.
And Hjarnan is stuck off at the back. Wadid is blocked away from him, and 3 people just all in this 6-kill Jhin. And once the 6-kill Jin's gone, suddenly it's only Besty that you have to worry about for damage. Mysterious Monkey is easily able to clean up the rest of the fight. And it started as a good attempt out of Roccat, utilizing the Tahm Kench. It was what we wanted to see. Make plays on Kikis on the side lane, but this Akali has been too slippery for them actually to lock down. And unfortunately for Roccat, they were stuck after committing to the fight into taking a bad fight. And Mysterious Monkeys have been great at cleaning those up.
Have to say, Roccat playing the early game much better, both times, both games. But it just does not matter when they come into the mid game and they make these big mistakes. We're seeing consistent fights where, honestly, Amazing and Kikis in that last fight. Yuki and Dreams dishing out damage from the backside, but the kick from Amazing, the follow-up from Kikis, makes it pretty impossible. But Besty,
he thought he had the drop on this, but still not a great fight.
Surprise Besty. Yuki going to try to make it out to safety. Shielding coming in, healing up what he can. Besty now running forward. Kikis has to try to get his way out of this one. Twilight Shroud, is it available? One more, heal, dash back, goes golden.
Ambitious.
Dash is back, maybe hoping to shroud over the wall. Not going to get the escape, so Roccat do find the pick onto Kikis. And the start of yet another back and forth game. Mysterious Monkeys, very small gold lead, but remember that was a 5K gold lead for Roccat just minutes ago. Amazing.
Not worth a red buff this late into the game for dying. And our observers were showing us that Cozq is up on the top side there, not participating in the majority of that fight.
It's Cozq's turn to split push. Kikis got all of last game, and now Cozq gets to be the one in the side lane.
So remember, Besty was in that push this entire time. He was waiting to go 1v1 on Kikis. In came the Abyssal Voyage. Yuki had to back away from the fight. And look, Kikis had to use Twilight Shroud there. Was backing away. First shot doesn't connect, but it drags him back into the lane. Second shot is enough to slow him and deal damage. Kikis tries desperately to buy time for the rest of Mysterious Monkeys to run away. That's what the Zhonya's was for in the end of all things, just to try and soak up more time. He was unlikely to get a kill from that exchange, and Roccat finally getting the better of Kikis on the side lane. It's taken a couple of attempts now.
I mean, they definitely got the better of him early game,
That's
and then
true.
he destroyed them in a team fight, along with the rest of Mysterious Monkeys, and this has been an incredibly back-and-forth series, incredibly chaotic. It feels like neither team is incredibly adept at closing out these games reliably. So as a result, we have these insane back-and-forth fights. It looks like another one is starting. Dreams. Fade Skull coming out. You can hear Dreams on stage literally shouting, push mid, push mid, push mid. Cozq happy to oblige.
Yeah, he's so loud on the top side. Oh, Amazing actually went in.
Amazing's just trying to buy time. They have 2 members pushing right now. Kikis is on the top side. They're going to get another tower.
Yeah, Amazing. Luckily had Dreams there with the Lantern, had to use his flash, so no insec available if he wants to try and set up a fight. But honestly, Mysterious Monkeys aren't looking for a fight right now. They want to utilize the last couple of seconds this Baron buff to get as many towers as they can. One more goes in their favor up in the top side before they all recall, utilizing that empowered recall. Kikis didn't quite get it. Ah, that's sad. Has to 8-second recall instead. Oh, he actually cancelled it.
And Vadimir, with this incredibly defensive build, is still a massive threat in team fights. Combined with the Gnar, don't get me wrong, it is still great, but Corki now with a rapid fire cannon, Infinity Edge, and Trinity Force is just going to deal more single target damage. And so Besty, his defensive items, Besty might be safe, but Pridestalker, Hjarnan, If Wadid is not around to swallow them, if Elise cannot go up into the air, they are going to get two-shot. Now, the immense amount of damage that Corki puts out, and I lied, Betsy's not safe either. That is so much damage coming in from the Corki. Yeah,
it's one of those things you underestimate with the Infinity Edge, the rapid fire cannon. You get that empowered attack as well with the Warlords, and suddenly you lose half of your health as it gets transferred into critical strike and then into magic damage. So Corki just going to pick up the bottom lane, has a package, easy take on the bottom lane tower, and this is the point where, I mean, it's just like game one all over again. Cozq is on a scaling mid laner, has found the point where he's useful in the game too. Kikis is causing so much trouble on the side lane that it feels like Roccat haven't been able to punish Cozq for going down in matchups early on at all.
Definitely got a lot out of it early game, utilizing the Vadimir to win some small fights, but you're right, now that they've hit the mid game, Cozq was just caught up. You look at the CS, he's doing just fine. The global gold that the towers are giving the team, that's 3-6, the tower score. Both dragons have gone in the favor of the Mysterious Monkeys as well. If you just tuned into this game, you wouldn't even think that Roccat were ever in the lead at any point.
And it was a good start to the game. You're talking about Pridestalker goes mid, gets the kill, forces Cozq not to have flash. I mean, even in the start of the lane, like Cozq basically like used all of his potions as he went in, and Cozq is now up nearly 2,000 gold in this matchup. Like, he's had so much time on the side lane just to farm it out. And that's the thing, is Besty was shoving a couple of waves under his tower, but wasn't getting the entire CS under tower. Whereas Cozq, he was happy to just sit there. Phosphorus bomb, gets the Gatling gun, and suddenly 6 minions die and he's absorbed another wave.
And, you know, Cozq spending so much time with that Baron buff in a side lane, soaking up all that CS, whereas Besty was hiding in a bush, trying to make a play, trying to set it up, and when it doesn't work out, that is the sacrifice that you make. Fight continuing forward, Dreams throws out the hook, Kikis is onto the backside, Besty is now in trouble. Pool comes out, Fate's call as well, leap in, throwing the Thresh forward, now spent now power holds back, Wadid tries to keep Besty in the belly, they're now backing off, you use the heal, they're moving forward, there is no way you can stop this Mysterious Monkeys lineup. Hjarnan, can you do enough damage to save the day? It does not look like it. Foxy running to safety, Besty is still alive, however, can he be the hero for Roccat? Wadid saving the day once again, Kikis though, so much damage, that's the crit! Whoo, that's a fat one coming in. Hjarnan now fighting back,
Flashes forward,
the dancing grenade, oh my god, Hjarnan! Whoa! Oh man, you may not be able to rely on Besty in the late game, but Hjarnan!
And with bated breath, I was trying to keep track of just how many kills. Quadra kill came through for Hjarnan. Wadid devoured Besty twice, and Mysterious Monkeys threw so much at the Vadimir during that fight to take him down that Hjarnan, we spoke about how much time he would have in these team fights, from Besty being the primary threat, and Roccat crushed through the end of that team fight, just utilizing the massive damage in Jhin's kit.
And it was all eyes on Besty for so much of that fight on the side of Mysterious Monkeys. They wanted to kill him, but Hjarnan left untouched. 10-1-4 the scoreline for this Jhin. The Roccat bottom lane is something that we've talked about so much in previous weeks. This week we thought it would be all about Besty. We were wrong. Hjarnan and Wadid just continue to play so well across the board.
Watch how much defensively comes out for Besty here. Look, he drops low. Finally, he's waiting for the ultimate to give him the health back. First of all, comes out an instant devour from Wadid in this fight. Then Zhonya's comes through. Okay, Pridestalker dies. We're getting a full screen grabs because we are back on an Infernal Drake at this point. Mysterious Monkeys trying to just continue to push forward. But look, Roccat, the end of that fight was so crucial. Besty got devoured once more by Wadid. And again, they threw so much. Look, 8,000 damage came from Hjarnan. A lot of that came at the end because auto dancing grenade and one more to finish off the fight. And Roccat are right back in the game.
When a Jhin gets to auto-attack 12 times in a team fight, you have lost that team fight.
Yeah, that's true.
He has such a long reload time. That shouldn't be possible. Mysterious Monkeys, so convinced that the target that they needed to kill was the Vadimir, they forgot all about the Jhin on the back line. And now he has the Mortal Reminder, now he has the Mama Mortius, as well as the Energizer build combined with the Infinity Edge. And that is dead even gold. Dragon's still definitely in the favor of Mysterious Monkeys, but Roccat may just be able to push this one down mid. Can Mysterious Monkeys defend?
Paxi wants this 1v1 trade. He's got, of course, that Guardian Angel completed, but Kikis went topside. They're losing mid tower, though.
Leaping forward onto Foxy. Foxy does have the GA. Can he make it over the wall? Wadid on the way. Hjarnan coming in as well. Have to respect the Jhin. Out comes the curtain call. Can they body block for Cozq? Shots going in. Last one not going to connect, but they don't need it. That just sets them up to take the tower.
Easily taken, and now they just transfer that into a top lane inhibitor tower as well. And this game looked to be right back in Mysterious Monkey's favor, but Roccat, massive team fight into the Baron is enough to crack this game.
Foxy leaping forward. Rage is building up. He did miss the boomerang, so that cooldown will be a bit longer. Inhibitor in their sights. May just back off. Hook goes wide from Dreams. Roccat do not opt to go for the fight here. Taking this one slow and steady. They remember last game. They remember the mistakes, the over-aggression. Not going to make the same ones this time around.
They've still got 1 minute and 10 seconds of this Baron buff left, and they just want to get back and make sure they have all the items for team fighting. So, I mean, a look at the Iron Solari was just picked up by Wadid. Important itemization again to maybe save Besty if he gets some of that extra health coming through. At this point, like, Roccat, although they crushed that last team fight at the end of it, remember, it was very precarious. If there hadn't have been so many defensive abilities to keep Besty alive, that would have almost certainly been Mysterious Monkeys, because they would have then got onto Hjarnan quite quickly, but Besty took up like 20 seconds of time. But you're right.
That is not a mistake you make twice, however.
Right, exactly.
Besty may be unkillable, but Besty may also be ignorable. Hjarnan, on the other hand, is not, and this next fight with that Akali, Wadid better save all of his cooldowns to try to save Hjarnan. Although, honestly, Mysterious Monkeys may not get the luxury of a next fight. The siege just keeps up, but suddenly it's the flank onto the backside, kicking him back. Hjarnan in his belly. Wadid has to flash him out to safety. Hjarnan still dishing out damage on the backside. Going golden from Kikis. He is locked up, but he will make it out. Backing off on the side of Mysterious Monkeys. Out comes the curtain call. So many low health bars. Amazing doing what he can to block. They're backing off. Besty still alive. All shots going in. Gargoyle Stoneplate going to save it out. A close fight, but you just can't stop that fourth shot. Unstoppable now from Hjarnan.
Hjarnan, again, saved in the fight. You mentioned Wadid ate him at the beginning, and despite being pulled into the front lines of the fight, Hjarnan repositions to the back line, gets an ultimate off. He's pushing under tower to try and two-shot Yuki.
Does get the snare in the end. Wadid now eaten up. They're running down to the bottom side. Kikis is running down as well. Not going to connect, but Kikis has to run for his life. Everyone else alive on the side of Roccat, so Kikis not getting anything off of that flank. They're going to push in. They've already taken down 2 inhibitors. Will Roccat go for the third? May want to back off here. Have to be careful. Now swallowed up. Leap forward from Cozq, trying to take down Wadid as well. Amazing. Kikis on the flank. Roccat have they overextended again. Hjarnan incredibly low.
He's got a 4th shot loaded, though.
Eyes on Kikis. Amazing. Going to kick him back into the team. What a play from the Elise in. Hjarnan now in trouble. Kikis says, oh, too easy. He's going to spit him out. Leap forward. Not going to be enough. Kikis gets the takedown. That is the fight back. Mysterious Monkeys are turning it around once again, leaping forward. Tides of blood coming out. Besty, can you do it? Double kill. Cozq coming in. That's going to be the triple for the Corki.
But somehow, some way, Roccat lose everybody, and still Mysterious Monkeys cannot push from it. They have to deal with the minions in their base currently. They've nearly lost a Nexus Tower from it. I mean, that was perhaps the best fight Mysterious Monkeys are going to get this late on in the game, because everybody on Roccat was such low health, and Mysterious Monkeys desperately chased them down. Okay, so it was Kikis and Amazing going in. This was the fight that initially it looked like Mysterious Monkeys were going to try and capitalize on Hjarnan, but again, Wadid saves him. This has to be the 4th, 5th crucial time that Wadid has played safety for Hjarnan. And look at this, like, Mysterious Monkeys are so low, they recall out. Roccat are able to push forward. Dreams even dies and then eventually comes back towards this fight. And look, they're so low here. Paxi is able to buy some time. Hjarnan kites down and out. Hjarnan moves towards Wadid, of course, just to make sure that Devourer is available. And it takes so much time that the rest of Roccat are still fighting Mysterious Monkeys. And okay, are able to clean this up. This denies some more of what Roccat are trying to push forward into the base with, but my God, is it close. 10,000 damage in the span of that fight from Cozq.
And Mysterious Monkey's beautiful flank. Amazing punish onto the side of the Roccat. But Roccat, you do not need to do that. Just go back. They use the ult to run bottom lane.
Yeah?
You don't need that. You have 2 inhibitors. You can wait for super minions. You can go back. You can let the map reset. The only way you lose that fight is if you come in with 25% health. And now Mysterious Monkeys looking a lot more confident as they engage their Elder Dragon, though, on the table, available for the team. Kikis still in a side lane. Has TP available, but no flash.
Here comes the TP. Roccat got to be careful and back away from this. Paxi is in Mega Gnar, though, so Mysterious Monkeys don't want to fight right now. But if they can wait for it to expire, however, Elder Drake, if that goes down while Paxi's in Mega Gnar, Mysterious Monkeys might not have a good time to fight at all.
Kick goes wide. Paxi flashing forward is going to hit the 80 carry. They're now going to try to back out. Yuki's still alive and well, leaping forward from Kikis. The team is backing up. All eyes on Hjarnan. He is the one that matters. Massive damage comes in from Cozq, but Besty is running forward. Kikis is now in trouble. Betsy's going to grab one back. Goes golden, buys a brief moment. Dream's gonna land the hook. Nice play coming with the Mysterious Monkeys, but Cozq all isolated, or rather Yuki isolated on the side, will still be alive. The dragon is still aggroing Roccat.
Roccat should maybe at this point just let it go. Okay, maybe Betsy has been frozen out of this fight.
Lower and lower.
Roccat, don't 50-50 this, like amazing.
Corki poking on the backside. Hjarnan locked over the wall. Is going to reload though. Snare is going to connect onto Amazing. It's lower. It's lower. Pridestalker's going to get it in the end. Now Cozq has to run. Suddenly it's Hjarnan and Wadid in the middle of the team. One more shot for that Jhin. Where's it going to be? Where's it going to go? Spin, spin, spin. Hjarnan, can you find it? No. Mysterious Monkeys going to make it out. Burning down from the Elder Dragon. Going to need to auto attack there. Heal up at least a little bit.
Bottom lane to push through the inhibitor. They're just taking the time.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Hjarnan gets another kill. They may be able to walk this within 60 seconds remaining on the death timer for Yuki as he had just fallen. Roccat will have the numbers advantage, at least to get the inhibitors for now.
Kikis going to hold on to one inhibitor, or at least try to. Foxy not sure if he can take this fight. Is going to leap forward, throw down a few more autos, mini form. Means that he has the luxury of that range. The rest of Roccat now pushing in the mid lane. Amazing's going to have to back off. Amazing and Kikis versus the world. 7 seconds on Dreams. Either of them die here, the game will be over. It looks already set to be. Roccat ready to close this one out. Kikis one more leap forward. Nice dodge out on the ultimate. Kikis buying what time he can. They need to take down Hjarnan. That's one more tower. If they can't kill Hjarnan, everything's going to fall apart here, but he has been eaten up. Leaping forward now. Roccat, can you get the fight? Coming in. Hjarnan is in trouble. The Corki's moving forward. Can't find one more auto. Kikis can, though. Leaping in. Betsy on the way as well. Can they find the fight? Kikis trying to make it out to safety, but Betsy's coming in. That is going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. One of the bloodiest series I have ever seen, and we are going to a Game 3. Roccat managed to pull it back. It's messy once again, but they are going to get the win, and that is all that matters in a series like this.
What a ridiculous game out of Hjarnan and Wadid. Basically, just between the two of them in team fights, saving the Jhin, outputting thousands upon thousands of damage as the rest of Roccat play the front line. And I mean, it's all about that one mid lane fight. That is the fight that kept Roccat in control of this game, where Wadid was able to keep Betsy alive 4 times, give Hjarnan the amount of space to kill everybody. And then they just accrue 28 kills in a game and somehow close it out. 44 minutes long, that game. Roccat finally able to find a couple of fights that went their way. And Mysterious Monkeys just couldn't quite match up late on.
Just the sheer amount of aggression from both these teams. Always so willing to take fights as they move later into the game. And I don't know what to say about the series anymore. It is crazy. It is crazy. It is definitely that. It is definitely that. But more than anything, I feel like both of these teams just fight so consistently. Will Roccat come back? They're going to tie the series here in Game 2. Let's leave it to the analysts to break that one down.
Holy moly, they squared it out, and we had a little bit of a bet going on. I thought that Mysterious Monkeys would actually still close it out, but you were saying that Akali, it's all coming down to if she can do anything in the team fights, yes or no, and we just saw, well, her doing something in the mid game, but then actually not too much over the whole span of the game.
I was super skeptical of the Akali pick, I think. Kikis, you're being a little too overconfident now. You've picked it for lane. It didn't work out amazingly well in the early game. He had great moments, but it was just such a back and forth chaotic game. It was a lot of fun to watch.
That it was. I do want to have a bit more of a discussion about the Kikis picks overall, maybe at the end of this. But first off, praise where praise is due. Roccat, once again, is able to get an advantage in the early game. A couple of good moves overall, and also a turret dive that we're going to take a look at, where they clean house, and that was much as we saw from the first game for them.
Yeah, so this was actually just a good punish initially from the Mysterious Monkeys, taking advantage of the fact that Pridestalker doesn't have proper support, but then just keep your eyes on the Vadimir making his way through the river. Mysterious Monkeys, they're just buying time. The instant teleport coming out from the Gnar. The Akali can't interrupt it, and Roccat realize that they can go for this dive. Corki isn't anywhere near. They have the Tahm ultimate, and notice how it's Besty that takes the tower aggro because he knows that he can end up losing it later on because of his pull. Really well executed dive to get Roccat a well-earned lead very early on into the game, and they look set to shut down the Akali and take control and steamroll this game.
Yes, they did, and also the composition just worked a bit better for them. The fact that even here it's close, but we know as the game's going on that Tahm Kench, Vadimir combo, the fact that you can become untargetable and just save people when that Akali is going in just becomes more and more important. However, it wasn't in full force yet in the mid game, and that's why we did see Mysterious Monkeys and Akali picking up some fights that you think they shouldn't be able to win. So let's take a look at one of those. Because constantly you're watching this and you're like, okay, where's the damage gonna go? How is it gonna play out?
Because you're always keeping your eyes on what Kikis can do in these fights, right? So he wants the priority to be getting onto Hjarnan, but it's amazing that gets this beautiful kickoff to set Hjarnan up so that Kikis can come in for the kill. And it's this duo combination between this two-man unit of Kikis and Amazing that's always winning out on a lot of these fights. And a lot of these late-game fights just came down to who got the better setup, who was able to make that initiation to really kick things off. And every time in the mid-game, it was Mysterious Monkeys, and that's how they were fighting their way back into Elite.
But Roccat has one man that they can always lean on, and who's had actually a very good split so far. Mr. Hjarnan on Hjarnan on that Jhin is able to completely turn it around in what could have again been a heartbreaking loss for Roccat. Like, we cannot underestimate the fact that they were put in a dangerous position after being ahead in the early game once again, but they get the team fight victory.
Yeah, and again, we talked about the setup before. Kikis comes in, forcing Besty out, and this already looks like a very promising start to the fight. Gnar has just lost his Mega Form, and you're thinking, how could this go badly for Roccat? But Hjarnan's still at the back of the fight, still not dead, still freely getting all this damage off, and slowly Mysterious Monkeys are being whittled down. And again, Hjarnan's still fine, he's still safe. Look at all the sustain that he's getting back from that Warlord's Bloodlust, and he is just cleaning up the fight. Late game Jhin doing so much work in so many of these fights, really turning things around for Roccat and getting himself a point.
We have seen a bit of a resurgence of Jhin lately. Why do you think in these scrappy games, or in this scrappy game in particular, that Jhin specifically is paying out so much for Roccat?
I just think it was super difficult unless they got the perfect flank off to actually dive onto the Jhin. When you have a Tahm Kench, when you have a Gnar, there's a surprising amount of peel. Add to that a Knight's Vow coming in from the Tahm Kench too. This guy becomes really difficult to kill. And what we saw in the very end, when they were actually on the Nexus, that Warlord's Bloodlust with a massive crit, you get a huge heal. It is so big, and it just makes it even harder to just insta-burst this Jhin down, which just in the late game made it too difficult for Mysterious Monkeys to win any of these fights.
All square, 1-1, and as said, I do want to pick it up again and talk a bit about Kikis and his picks, because if we look at, what he's played so far, we have a Camille and a Akali, a Jason, Aatrox, a Mordekaiser, and a Jarvan, and then a Gragas as well, which is a bit more standard role to Camille as well. But when you're being plugged and played into a team that is obviously still learning the basics and has a couple of weaknesses they need to shore up, is it not a bit of a risk to kind of impose those picks? Because obviously you're making the game more complicated for yourself, but on the other hand, if it works, it definitely works and it can win you a game. But what do you think of the pros and cons?
I think you identified a really good one, the fact that this team is still new. They're still properly trying to figure out how to play the game. Kikis and Amazing have a lot of experience that they could bring, but they're imposing their own style onto a brand new team, which is still struggling to find ways to make it integrate. And I feel like if you just went for things like the Jarvan, the Kled, slightly carry top laners that work very nicely in these teamfight scenarios, the team overall would just be much better equipped. But he's choosing to play that split push style. He's choosing to go off onto a side lane, and that can be a big deal, but the rest of the team don't properly know how to play around that yet. So if they want to keep going in that direction, it's fine, but it can also be a massive gamble, which,
Did you hear
as
that?
we're seeing right now, is ending in disaster.
Did you hear that?
No, I did not
I
hear
heard
that.
like a really weird sound, like someone was burping or something.
Oh, pleasant.
Maybe I imagined it. But in any case, call it then. What are we going to see out of Game 3?
I think we'll see another early game lead coming out from Roccat. They seem to be on the ball. They seem to be just taking advantage of Amazing and Kikis not being as proactive as we would like. But it's going to result in another chaos game. I think we're going to see more team fighting. We're going to see another Jhin coming out from Hjarnan. I just want to see a Jarvan or or a Kled from Kikis, and I really think Mysterious Monkeys can take the third game if he doesn't go for another split pusher.
Well, it's been exciting until now, so I'm very, very pleased to see what is going to come out next. Roccat are going for the comeback win against Mysterious Monkeys. Game 3 is just moments away. You won't want to miss it. Now, of course, I really can't tell you what you should and shouldn't do. I just think that you might not want to miss it. Of course, I'm not your mother, so I can't really tell you what to do, but seeing how these 2 games have gone, well, you probably don't want to miss it. And if you're already here and you're already sitting on your couch and you already have the popcorn, then why would you not check out the 3rd game? And on top of that, Vitality and Fnatic is coming up. So in the end, you know, I just think you should stick around. Again, I can't tell you what to do, but, you know, in the past, I've had some good advice from people. So, well, just stick around, just watch that game, have some fun, you know, keep going.
Flash does come in, amazing on the way forward. Elise going in, looking for the execute. Cozq going to go down. Amazing going to try to get something back, but a level 6 Vadimir means there's no hope on that.
Nice, Thresh. Nice. I stack Kalista. Kalista. Nice.
Yeah, nice. Roccat are split up. Mysterious Monkeys sticking together, but it is simply not enough. Besty, is he going to turn back? No chance to use the hill. Is ticking up. I don't know if he's going to get the chance to use it, though. Deleted immediately. Roccat, the gold lead means nothing when Mysterious Monkeys just outplay you.
Ow! Ow! We win this. Look, Akali.
Nice. Get back. We have GA. GA with Gnar. We have GA with Gnar. Nice. Nice.
It's a grenade. Oh my God, Hjarnan! Whoa! Tides of blood coming out. Besty, can you do it? Double kill. Cozq coming in. That's going to be the triple for the Corki.
Oh, wow. Let's go, Nash.
Roccat managed to pull it back. It's messy once again, but they are going to get the win, and that is all